Welcome to the Vida Spiritual Connection from Vida Spiritual Learning Center, where you are empowered to create the life you desire. Our guiding belief is, by valuing and empowering all, we inspire a joyous and fulfilling life. At Vida, we study and practice the teachings of the science of mind and spirit founded by Dr. Ernest Holmes. Each week, we present an inspiring spiritual message, followed by a guided meditation. Now, here's today's message.
Beloved, welcome to the Vida Spiritual Connection. My name is Sunshine Day, and it is a joy to welcome you to this inspirational message. I trust that it is that exactly for you. In the month of March, we have been looking at the monthly theme of encoded for, and worthy of renewal. And as we look at the month of March here in the U.S., we are embarking upon springtime, a time where the flowers begin to bloom, and that time of respite where we've been resting and rejuvenating now gets an opportunity to burst forth into being. Today, what I am talking about is the elephant in the room is living spirit. Now, I am tickled by that phrase and the idiom and the metaphor of the elephant in the room. In the U.S., we use that terminology. Nobody's talking about the elephant in the room. And if you can imagine the room and the surroundings of where you are currently, imagine an elephant. Something enormous, something huge, something so large, and then imagine that nobody's talking about it, or that we might be talking around it. Like if you're on the other side, I might be looking, going, "Hey, how's the weather over there?" And that we're not addressing or talking about the elephant in the room. Now, for me, sometimes it might seem pretty weird, and I am an ordained minister. I'm used to talking about life and living spirit and the infinite intelligence and source divine, in and to many people using all sorts of language and all sorts of terminology. So even as someone who talks about the creative intelligence, the infinite intelligence, the great reality, the broad highway, if you will, the infinite principle, it might get challenging for you. Or sometimes we may be faced with this dilemma, this problem, this elephant in our room. And what if that elephant is living spirit? What if that elephant is infinite intelligence? What if that elephant is there for us, not there to hurt us, but in fact, to give us a different perspective? Or, that one thing like, oh, I should have had a V8, like, it was right there in front of my eyes. And some people don't like to talk about the God. They don't like to use that terminology. And so it's quite interesting to consider that the elephant in the room might be living spirit, might be just that it is presented there for us to have a discussion about, for me to look at, to examine, to maybe walk around and to see what is available. Now, what I know is that I have a deep, not only belief, not only faith, but a deep knowing that there is this infinite power and presence and intelligence that created me, that I am not created by some fluke or chance, and that the current world in which I live and its organized way of being is not just some random act that has happened. There is a divine essence and a divine order to even watching a flower unwrap itself and show off its beauty, that there is an ebb and flow to life, that the reciprocal nature of life is backed by a divine order. And when I say a divine order, I also mean an intelligence. And that through some bang, even if you want to call it a bang, that bang comes from an infinite intelligence, something way beyond my human comprehension, but that I am made from it and that it is in, through, and as me. For those of you who trust scripture, Acts 17:28 says that in living spirit, in infinite intelligence, in life, we have our living and our being. Of course, it does say it using male gender pronouns. And I think that living spirit is much bigger than male gender pronouns. And so therefore I use that living spirit, that infinite intelligence, to remind myself of the truth that in source divine, in this spirit, in life, I have my life and my being and my expression, that I'm not separate from the one, that I am living and having my being in it, whatever this source and power is. And I tend to know and trust that this infinite intelligence and source is love, is joy, is peace, it's abundance. And that everything that is living and having its being in that is also that. And to the degree in which I recognize that whatever this elephant is in the room, that it is living spirit, that it is love, that it is joy, that it is peace, that it is prosperity, that it is abundance, that it is harmony, that it is patience and clarity. And instead of me cursing the elephant in the room, what might happen for me if, in fact, I asked questions? What if I listened? What if I, in fact, entertained? What are you here to show me? What principle, what life information could I possibly receive from this elephant in the room that might help me understand and live my life more fully, more freely, more powerfully? I tend to think that even when adversity or error or something is present for me, I tend to think that it is there for me and not to harm me. Not looking at it from a place of victim consciousness. As a matter of fact, Emma Curtis Hopkins, she says that this quote unquote elephant in the room, if you will, that this thing is that there is a strong, wise way out of my dilemma. There is a strong, wise way out of my dilemma. And for sure, the elephant in the room is strong, and elephants are usually known to have the characteristic of being wise. There is a strong, wise way out of my dilemma. Now, when I think about life and life all around me, life, in me, as me, life around me, I tend to really know that everything is coming together for my highest good. And that sometimes that highest good comes to me when there is a dilemma, or when there is indeed some challenge, where I get to make a decision, where I get to enter prayer and meditation, where I get to know that my life is a life of spirit, that my life is a life of source divine, that my life is one in infinite intelligence. And by simply going into prayer, and when I say prayer, I mean spiritual mind treatment. And when I say spiritual mind treatment, I simply mean that I go into treating, because I am a metaphysician, I go into treating the mental twist that tells me that the world is out to get me, that there are problems, that there's doom and gloom. And I begin to course correct the mental twist that has me thinking that we're going to hell in a handbasket. And I begin to look at that elephant in the room as source divine, as living spirit. And I get to, through my prayer, through my spiritual mind treatment, through my affirmative prayer, through my course correction of the thoughts that I continuously have over and over again, by reminding myself that there's one power, one presence, one life, that infinite intelligence created everything. And that infinite intelligence is love. It is joy. It is peace. It is clarity. It is perfect, whole, and complete. It is eternal. And that I am created by it. And not only am I created by it, but I am created from it. Because it is indeed the only source, and because it's the only source, it can only create from the source itself. So that source divine is my life now. And because my life is that source divine right now, because I'm made in the image and likeness of source, because I live and move and have my being in this source divine, therefore, I can easily and effortlessly tap in to that infinite intelligence and make great decisions. That I am not bound by the human experience. And yes, I am this infinite source having this amazing human experience that I love so much. And I trust that everything comes together, not only for my personal good, but for the good of all involved. And that the elephant in the room may be the opportunity for me to see things differently. Because like Emma Curtis Hopkins says, that there is a strong, wise way out of this dilemma. So, beloveds, I encourage you to begin to engage in a daily knowing that your life is not separate from life itself, but that it is life itself, and that all of the answers, all of the solutions to any dilemma, to any quiz that you might be encountering in this moment, come from within. In other words, that even when you think the answer is out there, or that it comes from out there, it comes because there is some loving, intuitive nudge that says, check that out, or listen here, or pay attention right there. But that it was always there. It is always around us, surrounding us. It is always present. We, in fact, must align with it through our mental treatment, stepping away from the lack, the limitation, the problem, and simply opening up to the divine solution. I love that this week we get an opportunity to even consider that the elephant in the room is living spirit. that it is there indeed for our discovery, that we don't need to bypass this enormous thing, that we don't need to act like it's not there or not address it, but indeed that we get this opportunity and great joy to come together through that elephant in the room, through that living spirit that you are, that I am. This week, I'm inviting you to look at the elephants in your room and to possibly begin to ask the question, beloved living spirit, source divine, I know you are here and everywhere present. What must I know? And listen, and listen, and trust, and continue to do our spiritual mind treatment. Continue to correct the lack and limiting thoughts, and begin to allow that elephant, that living spirit in the room, that living spirit that is everywhere present, allow that presence and that power to be your come from. I come from this place of love, this place of joy, this place of peace, this place of renewal. As we embark upon the springtime here in the U.S., may you spring forth into your greatness. May you feel renewed by these words and inspired to live your best life. This is what I know to be true for you, for me, and for each and every one of us. Now, I simply invite you to breathe and to relax and to enjoy the upcoming meditation.
Love. Let's practice choosing love in this meditation time today. Take all the time you need right now to go within, to the space and the place that connects you with the unique creation of spirit that you are. Breathe it in and breathe it out, and breathe it in and breathe it out, knowing full well that you are softening and calming, and maybe eyes closed, maybe just a soft gaze, whatever works for you, to know that you are finding the place that you call the home for your spirit. So breathe it in and breathe it out. You know exactly what works for you to be in the deep of love. So let me guide you today with some affirming words, some words about love to remind you who you really are, time and time again. You as love, simply love. If a thought other than a love comes in, then we need to hear my words and move on into something else, move into love. So take some time now with me and sit with your Creator. Sit and feel the wonder of what love feels like all around you and inside you, and how that energy of love brings peace and joy and an incredible calm, a center, a place where you know that everything is okay and that all is well. So every once in a while now, for the next couple of minutes, I will give you something to ponder while you sit in what love does when love is here, when we choose love. I am filled with the peace, strength, power, and decision-making of spirit. Your life forces flow freely, peacefully, and harmoniously through every atom in your body. You are complete and perfect right now, right here and right now in love, for there is only love. I dwell and you dwell in the realm of peace. Peace is everywhere present. When you remind yourself to operate from love, you have faith. You are faith. You abide in faith. All doubt and fear are gone in the place of love. You do not waver, you do not falter in your faith, for you know that God, the living Spirit, is the only presence there is or ever can be. Nothing, no thing in the past can disturb you. The past, present, and future are one unspoken stream of good. No thing in the past can disturb you. The past, present, and future are one unspoken stream of good. I see that the future is bright with promise. No matter what you see in this world, love is stronger than any of it. You are surrounded by right action. There is no uncertainty or fear about the future. You rest in the calm and trust the law of spirit to bring only good into your experiences. Only good. And now, with all of this energy assisting you in remembering that love is all there is, there's only love, let's ever so gently begin to collect the blessings that were revealed to you during this time. Slowly return to yourself, to your surroundings, and your renewed self right here in the present moment. I am, you are, we are eternally connected with all that God has ever expressed, and all of it is good and perfect. Thankful for the love that pours forth from each of us and creating more peace and more joy and more love. I know it is complete. I feel it is complete. It is joyful and so very, very good. And so it is, and now it is. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Vida Spiritual Connection. Please visit our website to submit a confidential prayer request. While there, sign up for our weekly email and receive the latest information for events, classes, and meetups. Remember to subscribe to Vida's YouTube channel, click like, and click the bell to get notifications. You can also find Vida on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Whoever sows generously also reaps generously. Giving is a spiritual practice. As you bless the world, you are blessed. Your financial contribution to Vida Spiritual Learning Center is an investment in your spiritual education and flow. Your contributions support your spiritual growth and this show, so it's a win-win. Use the link on our website, drop a check in the mail, or Zelle your contribution to 562-928-6460. Thank you so much for your generous support. Have a wonderful week and see you next time for the Vida Spiritual Connection.